Happy Monday morning, traders. Here we are, Crypto Collective 820 in the UK. Let's start with Bitcoin dominance. What's happening? Well, as you can see, Bitcoin is on the slide versus the altcoins, primarily led by Ethereum's surge, but also we know that the altcoins are having a huge play in the markets right now. So what can we take from this? Well, where are the real key areas for Bitcoin dominance to potentially start to make a turn? Well, we can see that around the 40 barrier here and around 36. The question is, will we get a slight pullback, maybe into something like this around the 52, and then roll back over before we start to see Bitcoin have another surge over the altcoins? It's where you want to be putting your capital. Where's it best placed? Do you want to be in Bitcoin or do you want to be in the altcoins? Well, while we see Bitcoin dominance on the slide, that means that your preference lies with altcoins. Okay, so now let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart and see what we can make of it from where we currently sit. Well, I think if we look at this on the weekly chart, and we spoke back about the potential head and shoulders in end of April, sort of third week of April, when price came into these lows, we were forecasting around the 60 to 62,000 for a potential right shoulder to be formed, then a deeper correction before we have a final surge for the end of the year. We're not far from our forecasted sort of targets for Bitcoin. Now we want to see what actually happens. Now, interestingly, the change in commercial positioning over Bitcoin over the data was collected from the futures contracts last Tuesday, and it was released on Friday. Now, what we've seen is a huge decrease in short contracts from institutions and a slight increase in long contracts. So why would they decrease their short contracts? Well, usually that is to cover an expecting rally. So they don't want to be short with if they think that the market is likely to go long. So there's kind of some significant bullish setups from the Commitment of Traders report, i.e. around futures and options contracts. So I'm thinking that we could potentially break through this 60-62. This right shoulder might not actually form, and we may surge through it. But you know, this will unveil over the coming weeks, and I'll take into account what's happening with the futures contracts. But like I said, because Bitcoin dominance is down, our money is probably better utilized elsewhere. If we now focus on Ethereum, well, this is where I was originally forecasting that we would probably see some corrections and potentially come back into the 2000 or even here. And look, what I said is, if we get this, fantastic, I'll look to be buying back in, or if we break to new highs, fantastic, we'll trade that move. I didn't expect it would break, and I didn't expect it would go on and hit not only 3,000 but 4,000 plus in the next 2 weeks. So what do we do from here? Well, you just got to keep trading with momentum. It's probably one of those that if you are a day trader, fantastic, look for pullbacks. We can see that there's a significant area here around just under the $4,000 mark, 3976. If price comes back into here, look for some sort of correction. And then buyers to step back in to take this market long. But you know, when you are at these elevated levels, it's best to be very aggressive with your positioning. BNB, well, this is a market we like, not just technically but fundamentally. We took a position on this last week. I'll just come back in to show you where that position was. So essentially the position was something like this. The market had this correction in here, we broke above this structural point, and then we came back in to test it. We put our stops underneath these swing lows here. We hit our first take profits around this cycle high here, and now we're just waiting to see if price can really push through this 680 barrier. If it can, we can then start to look for corrections to trade long into new highs. A little bit like what we're seeing with Ethereum, but yeah, we like BNB fundamentally. SEOUL, well, this market is something we're very eager to stay on the upside of. We like the Solana network. We like coins that are associated with SEOUL, so SRM as well. While ever we remain above 41, we're going to be looking for long opportunities. If we break down through 41, we're probably going to see a deeper correction. So it's how we want to basically orchestrate a trading position. So maybe we want to be looking for momentum breakouts above 50, and then we can look for some kind of entry to go long. If you want to be a little bit more aggressive, you can see that a base has been formed around 41. This could potentially lead to further upside, but remember, if you are buying down here, there's every probability that we could see that deeper correction that we're waiting for. But like I said, while we remain above that $41 barrier, we are looking for long opportunities. Cake, another one of these technical fundamental charts that we like. We found a base being formed just under $36, but the momentum break here would be when we see a break of this descending trend line here, looking for those continued gains while the altcoin market is on a rampage. XRP, well, we know there's a lot of hype with Ripple at the minute, their filings with the SEC, but from a technical perspective, you know, we can see that this market is just getting a little bit noisy, a little bit messy. We're going to need to drop down to a smaller time frame to try and find anything worth looking at getting involved in, because this is just getting, there's no clarity. Now, as soon as we drop down, we can see a little bit more focus on what's happening with the cyclical patterns. So we can see these highs just progressively getting higher. We can see the lows progressively getting higher, although it's kind of, if we look at this, we can see that that momentum is fading a little bit, but the general move is to the upside. We've had a break of the short-term trend line. So on a smaller time frame, we can look for a higher low in here and trade that back up into towards the $2 barrier. So Ripple is looking good short term for a push back up into the highs. And then I think we'll finish today with Dodge, because this was obviously hyped about with Mr. Musk, the Dodge father, giving some Saturday Night Live and all the hype behind it. Were we going to hit $1? And to be honest, straight after he spoke, we just saw Dogecoin drop right back into its key support level of 45, where we have seen buyers come in. Now, he has put out a tweet today, I think it was in the early hours of this morning or yesterday, regarding SpaceX to the moon, with a Dodge sort of hint to it. So are we seeing more pumping, or is there actually something behind it? So I'm looking at Dogecoin. If we would potentially test 45 again and we saw a clear rejection of that, then, you know, the meme stock could potentially have more life in it again. But that's it from us today at Crypto Collective. Please hit the like, share and comment below if there are any coins you would like us to do a technical breakdown on, or if there's anything that you would potentially like us to look at from a fundamental perspective. Please let us know. We're building up all the fundamentals and PDFs and different videos for you in the background. Right now we're just producing video technical analysis for you while everything else is being prepared. Remember, we aren't financial advisors, but what we are is we are a group of crypto enthusiasts that will bring you the best in fundamental information, technical analysis, to help you make educated decisions on which way you would like to progress with your crypto ideas. Okay traders, have a great day. Bye bye.